Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the very first episode of Tuesday Tarot with Carrie. I'm Dr. Carrie B. Meridian, and I'm so happy to be here. But each Tuesday, we'll explore the wisdom of tarot, not to predict your future, but to help you better understand yourself. Whether you've been reading tarot for years or you've never held a deck before in your life, my hope is that these conversations will help you return to the wisdom that's already within you. So let's begin. Exactly where every tarot journey begins. Okay? So today, we are talking about the Fool. And before you think, wait, why would the first card be called the Fool? Don't worry. It has nothing to do with being foolish. No. In fact, to me, it might be the bravest card in the entire deck. So, looking at the Rider-Waite Fool card, okay? When you look at the Fool, okay, you see someone standing at the edge of a cliff, right there, okay? There's a small bag over the shoulder, right there, okay? There's a white rose in the hand and a loyal dog walking beside him, okay? Then we have his face is turned toward the sky, okay? Most people immediately notice the cliff. That's the first thing they notice. But for me, I noticed something different. I noticed possibility. The Fool isn't reckless. The Fool is open to learning, open to growing, open to becoming someone they've never been before. Okay, think about that. Okay, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Fool represents new beginnings, faith, trust, adventure, potential. It's card number 0, okay? But not because it has no value, but because it holds infinite possibility. Before every chapter, before every lesson, before every transformation, there is always a beginning. Okay? I want you to take a look at this card. And now, I'm going to show you this card of the Fool. This is my Meridian Collection tarot card that I designed myself. When I created the Meridian Return to Yourself tarot, I asked myself one question for every single card. What are we being invited to return to? So for the Fool, my answer was very simple. Return to trust. Because new beginnings ask us to trust something, right? Sometimes it's trusting the universe. Sometimes it's trusting the timing. But, most often, it's trusting ourselves. Not because we know exactly how everything will unfold, but because we believe we can handle whatever comes next. Okay? So, looking at the two cards, this is one of my favorite parts of studying tarot. The Rider-Waite card teaches us the traditional symbolism tarot has inspired readings for generations. My meridian interpretation doesn't replace that meaning. It builds on it by asking a different question. What are we being invited to return to? I hope that these two perspectives help you see the cards in a fresh, new way. Okay? You know, there have been several times in my own life when I've had to become the fool. Leaving countries I'd lived in, starting over after a divorce, going back to earn my doctorate, creating my own astrology business, designing my own tarot deck. None of these things came with guarantees. They all required trust. And looking back now, I realize every one of those moments was a fool card moment. Not because I had all the answers, but because I was willing to take that first step. So today, I'd like to leave you with one question. Where is life asking you to trust yourself? You know, maybe it's a conversation you've been avoiding, a dream you've been putting off, a career change maybe, healing after heartbreak, or maybe it's simply believing that you are capable of more than you've given yourself credit for. You don't have to know every step. The fool never does. You only need the courage to take the next one. So, if today's message resonated with you at all, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what new beginning are you stepping into right now? If you've enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed making it, don't forget to subscribe, because every Tuesday we'll explore another card. We'll discover it together and discover how tarot can help us return to ourselves. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And until next Tuesday, keep returning to yourself. Take care, beautiful souls. I'll see you next Tuesday.